as I warned you earlier, graphic sound there. This happened in Iruku in Kwara State, church attack. These will trigger, sad memories of what happened, a few years ago in our Catholic church, which that one was bloody. This was bloody as well, because there are reports that 3 persons was killed, the pastor and some congregants marched into the bush. That's awesome abduction there. Dr. Katch Onanuju, are you still with us, sir?
Of course, I'm with you. I'm here.
While that happened 2 days ago, the abduction in Kebbi State, Danko Wasagu, in Kwara State, North Central State, Iruku, while El Sabi was going on, you could see, and that particular incident was captured, because the program was being streamed online, and that was why we could see these. And I want, my colleague talked about pattern here. Are we back to that era? And what is, apart from the leaders being lethargic in the administration and all of those things, are we back to that? Because some will say this is looking like a pre-2015 era. Do you think we are back there?
Yes, we're back there. The same leaders who are known to be sponsors of this jihad. That's what it is. And I told you before, this Fulani war is real. It's not a joke. That's the problem. There is a Fulani jihad. It has bettered in Nigeria, and it is real. The original intentions would not be dissuaded by President Tinubu's having a kind of instruction upgrade. No matter how you upgrade the instructions or how you upgrade your anger, the Fulani jihad is still going on. So what this tells you, the Fulani leaders that President Tinubu is into don't seem to be doing anything to change what we have been seeing. If anything you will say has happened, they have gone back to double their efforts in regards to the jihad. Nigeria has to sit down and agree it has a Fulani problem. There is no need to pretend about it. There is nothing to be gained by thinking you can postpone what you can postpone till 2027. No. President Tinubu has to act now.
What should he do?
We know who the sponsors are, but the president seems not to have the political will to go after the sponsors. This is the problem. I believe since President Trump gave his warning, President Tinubu has made efforts to try to speak to Fulani leaders to please cut these things out, tone it off. But from the actions you're seeing, we don't think anything has happened. Kwara State is in north central Nigeria. So Kwara State is still suffering what other people in north central are suffering. If they stop the attack in Benue or slow down in Plateau, you can see actions escalated in Kwara State. Kwara State and Benue State and Plateau State and Taraba State, Niger State, all of them are in north central Nigeria. Are we having a reprieve? No, we have not having a reprieve. So Tinubu has to now think, to ask himself, if the people he's been appealing to, if the meetings he's had with the Sultan, who is considered to be the leader of the Fulanis, is that meeting he's having any effect? If it's not having any effect, at least it's not been interpreted. Why? We know because of political disagreements, the Fulani leaders will want to have Tinubu out of power. So no matter what Tinubu would like to beg them, you know who they are. They are very audacious in their ways. So they could tell you, yes, that's Takia. and go back to do the same thing. What I want to advise people is, if you want to predict the future, study the past. The previous arrangements that the governors had with this Fulani jihadists, did the jihadists keep to those arrangements? No. No. That's why you see frustration with the governor of Zamfara State. After you have meetings with the Fulani leaders, after you have promises from the Fulani jihadists, and then you do what they say you should do, what do? They go back to doing what they want, because they think that they are on a spiritual war. They consider it as a holy war. The intention is to Islamize the whole of Nigeria. We're not saying it is all Muslims in Nigeria that are involved in this. These people doing Allah Akbar before they start killing Nigerians, most of them are not Nigerians. Most of these people are imported from outside Nigeria to come and do this. And if they are doing this, some of them are doing it to gain land. I want to ask President Tinubu if he is serious. Has he started arresting the people on the 64 locations in Plateau State, removing them from that land and restoring the indigenous owners of that land back to their ancestral land? You're not just saying you're going to appeal to them to stop attacking. Are you also removing the ones who have now occupied this land while the indigenous owners of the land are languishing in IDP camps? What have you done about those things? So I think Tinubu need to understand whether the world will take him seriously or if Nigerians will believe his rhetorics now.
All right, Dr. Katch, speaking about seriousness, you know, on the part of the presidency now, or on the part of the military, why haven't we seen any security escalation, you know, following this insurgent actions, you know, the killings, that's in the church, and then the abduction of those children? Why haven't we seen a security escalation in all of these places, in the schools and the churches, and especially in the communities where this took place? If they do not know how to go about it, what security architecture or mechanisms would you ask that they put in place, you know, if they do not know what to do?
That's why I told you, if there are words being bandied about now that new instructions have been given by President Tinubu, that in difference to the old order of don't engage, even if you have information that the Fulani jihadists are going to attack a community, fold your arms, look the other way, don't engage. The question you need to be asked is, are there actions that match the new rhetorics we're hearing? So it's a systemic problem. It is a systemic problem, and that's why your question is genuine. This, your genuine question, is real. What you have to ask yourself is, has the mindset changed? It's also possible some of these politicians, when Tinubu calls them and begs them, they will say, no problem, no problem, we will do this, we will do that, you have my word. Those are rhetorics. Have they changed? If they have not changed, what is Tinubu doing? Since we have not noticed any change in reactions to the intelligence that there is the likelihood of attack of Nigerians by Fulani jihadists. If they have given assurances to President Tinubu that they will do something different, have you seen that assurance right now, you know, being exhibited in actions? The answer is no.
All right,
and that's
Dr.
why
Katch,
I think
I understand
Yes.
we have to go on a break right now, and it's a lot, we can exhaust that question today, because there is that part as well where Army General and his soldiers have been killed. And this back and forth about a brigadier, in the bush that gave a coordinate, that was stranded, gave a coordinate to the Nigerian Army, and then he couldn't be fetched, and the militants are saying they've gotten hold of him and executed him. And the Nigerian military are saying that's a lie, that has not happened. So there's that back and forth. In the coming days, we will still keep talking about it till Nigerians can feel and experience that we are safe. But right now, Dr. Katch, we'll go on this quickly. But when we return, some of your friends, Dr. Katch, some of your colleagues were involved in a show of shame yesterday, and I will allow you to speak on that. That will be after now.